Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we are going to make a shadow box. So many of you guys, when I showed this paper pack and you fell in love with it like I did, we had two ideas, shadow box and some cards from it. I think this would make beautiful farmhouse style cards. I'm going to do that as well. But for today, we're going to shadow box it. Now, I have decided to use the smaller shadow box. Y'all know I have the bigger 12 by 12 box that I use a good bit, but I've only done this project one time, and I thought it would be fun if we did one of these together. I've got to do some editing to it to make it work with that paper pack, so let's start there. So this one comes with this little plexiglass shield that goes in there. If you want to put, remember I did the snow globe one? I'll link that for you guys below. All right, I want this one to go in this orientation. Here's what's important. This is where you hang it if you want to hang it, so you want to pay attention to that. I usually stand them on a shelf, but some of the stickers I want to use are bigger than the square shapes here. So here's my get around it. I want to show you something. You don't have to do this. You can get a bigger shadow box and not do this, but look, I was playing around with this box and I was able to snap half of this out like so, and that was without really trying. And then I thought I'm gonna try to get the rest of it out, and if I have to, I can use my X-Acto knife, but it might just wiggle out. That's pretty tight. I'm gonna try to use my X-Acto knife and try to get down to the side of it. Keep your hand out of there. Just let the blade go beside it, and I'm just going to cut away until I get that guy out is my plan. We'll see if it works. It may not be the fastest thing I've ever done, because I'm just going to work at it. Kind of like, you know, if you put a cake into a pan and you don't put frosting in it, or you don't put the flour in it to keep it from sticking, that's what we're going to treat it like. So that side, I believe, is loose. Let me see. Yep. Oh, I got a big hunk of it out there. So now I just have a little bit more to get out. So that came out pretty good. And the thing about this wood is it's really soft. It's kind of like a basswood. I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but it's pretty soft. And where the glue was right here, I don't have any sandpaper in my craft room, but if I did, I'd just kind of put some sandpaper in there and sand that down. But instead, what I did was I took my little spatula tool. I love this guy from Nuvo. Took this little guy and using one edge, I just kind of pressed that glue and wood down a little bit, because I'm going to cover that with paper. You won't see it. So now I have this bigger section. I think I want to do the same thing at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll start filling this guy up. I took my time a little more on the second one, and it came out better, and I don't even need to do any smashing there. All right, so this is what I want. Got those two boxes out, and now I want to pick what paper I'm going to be covering this guy with. So I've decided that instead of thinking of this shadow box as a whole, I'm going to build my squares individually, one at a time, and see how it turns out. A lot of times I'll kind of just cover as a whole, you know, just kind of do the whole box, but I've decided I don't want to do that. So I need to cut this piece. Oops, I forgot my measurement talking to you. I do that all the time. Is this 5 1/8 on this end? I think it is. No, 5 7/8. So this is 2 7/8 by 5 7/8. And this is going to fit in that little bottom square. And I think it'll be neat because the paper pack and all the stickers all coordinate. So as long as I'm building them from that same paper pack, these should all work. I'm going to sit that in there. Look how pretty that's going to be, that pink. I love that. So that's going to live in there. And let me show you the stickers I want to focus on. So for this one in particular, I want to use this barn. I love this barn, this whole scene. This is why I wanted to cut this open a little bit so I could get this barn in here. Oops, you can't see it. So I could get the barn in like this. I love how this looks. I think I'm going to trim those flowers off, and I still think they'll look fine, but I'm going to trim that away. So I cut that little edge off, but I'm going to hold on to that because you never know when you might need a little filler piece like that. And I want this guy to live in here. And I'm kind of thinking I want to stick him right to the background. I want to look a little bit. I'm going to use the camera to help me decide. Nah, let's put some dimension on him. Okay, so we're going to need to make some little dimension pieces. So you guys have seen me do this before. I'm going to take a piece of 5-inch wide chipboard. I'm going to cut myself a strip that's about 1 inch wide here, or 1 inch thin. It's 5 inches tall. That's what I should have said, and 1 inch thin. And this little piece is going to be what I make my little holder for my barn with. Here's how I do it. The reason I do 5 inches is because I want to make it 4 sides and then have 2 to overlap in glue. You'll see what I mean. So now every inch of my piece, I'm going to score it with my cutting blade. And here's what I mean by that. Because the chipboard I'm using is thicker, and the one I'm going to link for you guys in the blog post is thicker, if I just trim it one time and on one side of my cutting board with the blade, then I actually end up getting a scored through piece and not a sliced through piece. In order to cut two sides, I have to cut the other side as well. So check this out. I can now fold this onto itself like so, because I created these half cuts, basically is what they are. So I'm just going to fold that down and then fold that down. Now what I like to do, you see I've got all my little folds done. I like to just glue one side together. That's why I make it five cuts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No matter how wide it is, even though this one's an inch wide, having 5 cuts like this allows me to put my glue on one piece, like so, and then overlap to get myself a 4-sided square. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It really doesn't. I just make these little guys and put it behind these stickers, and they just work. If you've ever made one of the shadow boxes and done this, you know it just sort of works. So then I can just take this little guy, put some glue here, and add my sticker to it. Now I have got a lot of these shadow boxes I've done in the past, and you'll be surprised how well they hold up. These stickers, as long as you don't play with them or mess with them or anything like that, these stickers hold up really well. All right, I want that sticker to go to the bottom, so I just stood it up and pressed it. If you wanted to, you could like put baby powder back here, cornstarch, or use your embossing tool. I don't really see a need to. It's going to be on the back side. It's not going to hurt a thing. So I'm going to set that aside there, bring my shadow box back over, and I'm going to put my little backer piece in. Trying to work where y'all can see that. It's kind of an awkward shape. All right, so let's put this little guy in here. Press it down. Let that adhere. Because I'm doing this farmhouse, I'm going to do like I do with my other shadow boxes. I'm not covering the sides. You know, you can always cover the sides with pretty paper too, and that is gorgeous to do. But because this is farmhouse, I may do some other finishing. I don't even know what yet, but I'm not going to cover those sides. So now I've got my barn on its little dimensional piece, so I'll be able to put it wherever I want it. And look how cute that is. It coming forward is really cute, but before I stick it there, I want to see what I want to put behind it. So digging through the paper, I found this green, and I'm going to use my large branch punch. I wanted like trees behind there, so I'm going to punch some of these out and just see. Let me turn this where I can see what I'm doing. Just see if we can make this kind of feel like trees. I think we can, and I'm trying to save paper. Oh, I don't know how much of this paper I'm going to need, so I'm not just going to the middle of the page and punching. I'll show you what I'm doing here when I pull this out. See, I went to the very edge, and I'm going to try to do the same thing here and really make the most of this section of paper here. So see, I kept those pretty close. I don't want to waste my paper, so put that aside over there. Let's go back to our little area, and I just think this will be cute. See, I should be able to make that look a little forest. Well, it helps if I stay in camera, but I should be able to make that look like some little trees back here behind, and that's what I wanted to do. So let's glue some of those in. And do I want to do them dimensionally? I think I'm just going to bend them a little bit. Just kind of curve them with my finger like that and just glue the bottom down. I think it'll, over time, even soften up even more. I think that'll look really cool right there. So I'll put you guys over here. Let's do the same with this one. Kind of soften it up. A little bit of glue. Just in this area. I just want it all to kind of come behind the barn. Make sure I'm in the right spot. I am. Okay. Let's add some more. Okay, I know they don't touch the ground, but remember, don't touch the bottom, but our little barn's going to cover that up. So let's glue the barn in now. So I'm going to put glue on one side and on the bottom, and then that will go right down here to the bottom. And I can just press that into place and let it dry. Now to the side, I think I'm going to use this set of stickers right here. These say Vintage, Heritage, Memories, and Favorite. May not use all three. I'm going to go ahead and peel them off here. I usually stick these on the side of my work surface, and then I just peel them off as I need them. So I'll put these to the side, and I want to start with the word vintage. And my plan is to put them on dimensional foam to the side over here. One thing I think I'm going to do on this project is not really care if what I put in here matches. Here's what I mean by that. Like, this is a barn. So you think, well, you need a tractor, or you need a shovel, or you need a rake. No, I'm going to just put things where I like the way they look. And if they don't really make sense, I'm not going to worry about it. I just want to show off the paper itself. Put a little foam on there. I just want to show off the paper itself. I don't really care if it's a scene, if that makes sense. So I am putting a lot of dimensional foam on here. I'm putting 3 pieces on this little piece, but the reason for that is this is a shadow box, and I want it to last a while. And then I'm going to add some art glitter glue to that edge, or just a dot to each one of those. And I think I'm going to use my quick stick here, because this will help me place it right where I want it. So just put that on the quick stick, and then I'm going to come in here like so. Put that one down. So vintage. They're very little, but I think they're cute. And I think I'm going to, I don't know, maybe stagger them around. We'll see. We'll see. The next one, let's do heritage next. Just brought that one down and over a little bit. See how that one looks. I'm not hiding it behind the tree. I just wanted that one over. And then I'm just going to keep going with those little words. Last one. Let's bring it on out some. I got to be honest, that was a little fiddlier than I had hoped it would be. They're tiny. They were tiny little things. Then I saw, remember I told you I don't really care if things match? I saw this little bottle. I want to see how it looks sitting there. Like if I want to add a little bottle in that corner for something. Whoops. Let's pick it up. I want to put that there. No, I don't like it. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play around and see what I do like and where I want things. And that's how we're going to decide. I resorted to tweezers here. I'll put this butterfly right here in the back. There we go. A little extra added something. I added that one that says Home Sweet Home. I found that sticker too, and I thought it looked cute. And I think I may come back. And you know how in the nativity one, we put the little faux hay, the faux straw? I may do that in here. I think that'll be cute. Let me see if I can do that. So I'm taking some hay-colored cardstock, and I'm slicing thin little slices off of it. And I'm going to run them through a trimmer, or through a crimper. Or I may just wad them up and let them crimp and see what they look like. This is going to be more than I need. So let's run this through the crimper just for the heck of it. Let's see how it turns out. So get them kind of lined up. A little harder to do than I thought that would be. Let's get that in there like so. See if we can get the crimper to catch them. May have to do a little fancy footwork here. Oh, it worked. Okay, so I pressed it down on my table and held it with one hand, holding this in the other, and I was able to get them started. Oh, look. That's working. So let's crimp those dudes up. Like so. Then I think I'm going to cut them down into smaller pieces. We'll treat it like you do chives. You know how you slice? Not that small, but pretty small. Let's get them all kind of the same length. All right, and then let's go to town. About 1.5 inches maybe? Just guessing. We'll see how it looks. There we go. Missed a piece, dropped him out. So there's a little hay. Let's see how it looks. I decided to try to make myself a little hay bundle. Let's just see. So I'm going to wad it up like this. Just kind of get myself a stack of it. Then I thought about using baker's twine like this one to wrap around it and make a little bale. That's pretty cute. Let's tie that and see what it looks like. So just wrapping it and tying a knot. The cool thing is it's Farmhouse, so it can be kind of rustic, right? It's kind of cute. I'm going to tie a knot and then trim this off. Don't need quite this much. I'm going to trim that down a little bit. It's a little too long. All right, let's just see what this looks like before we go too crazy and make another one. So I'm thinking I'll lay it back here for a little look of hay on the ground. Kind of cute. It's not exactly what I was looking for. Let me try a different technique. What if I fold it in half and let it kind of come around the edge? Still not what I'm looking for, but we're getting there. Let's see. Maybe I don't like the knot tied in it. All right, so here's some of our hay. And I'm thinking what I might do is just like I did on the nativity scene and just kind of lay some in there and glue it down. See how they'll just kind of give me a filler? And I can put some on both sides. Like over here, for example, I'll just run some glue down here. Just let some get in there and drop. And then just pick up some of the hay and drop it into the glue. And I'm not going to put that plexiglass piece back on my shadow box, I don't think. So I'm not real worried about how this is overlapping there on the edge. But even if I do, it's just paper so I can trim it out. I think I'm going to drop a little glue in the back. Just like so. And then drop some back there also. And honestly, if some sticks into the sticker, that really wouldn't bother me. You know, like if it's stuck to the back of the barn. Just dropping some, dropping some, dropping some. Use my finger and press it down into the glue. I just want the messy look of that little hay. Now I'm going to slide this out and put some glue back there. Leave those. We can glue them down like that. Remember, your glue will dry clear, matte, and you will not see it. You just want to make sure that your hay is touching glue. So when that dries, it'll just be a pile of little hay. I like it. I may even come back and put something else in the hay. We'll see. All right, that's box number 1. Let's do another one. I don't know if I want to do, I think I will do the other big one so I can use all my bigger pieces before I start to mess with the smaller ones. So let's do this top one. And let me go ahead and find the background paper for that one. So I like this mint green color for the background here. I'm going to use that windmill sticker, I think. Look how pretty that paper is. Oh, but we have a barn here. We're good. We've already got a barn. So I'm just going to glue this one down into the background, just like we've been doing. And that's what we're going to build on for this particular box. And this windmill sticker, I just love. And I want it to kind of live in here. But I want to decide if I want it to go to the bottom or to the top and maybe put a sign here, like a sentiment would be cute. I think I do want it to go to the top. And I think I want it to be dimensional. Let me get some of this sticky off the back. This one's super sticky, more sticky than the other one. So I'm going to put it down on some fabric. Be careful, remember, this is a cardstock sticker and it can tear. So I'm just going to put it down here several times and get some of that sticky off. Making myself another little riser box, just like we did before with the chipboard. So just making myself a square. And I'm going to let this be what's going to hold my windmill. So I'm going to put some glue at the top here and see if I can just catch that windmill just like that. Because I also want to run some sort of sentiment at the bottom of it. So let me see. Oh yeah, because I can raise this up to the top. Isn't that cute like that? And then I want to put something here. Let me find what's going to run across there real quick. You guys, this sheet has a little spot that says, "This is our happy place." And I think it is perfect for that. Would this be a cute farmhouse housewarming gift, especially to do something like this? You know, this is our happy place. All right, let me see. How wide is that piece? 1/4 inch. So I want to cut this 1/4 inch wider. So I need to go to 1 1/4 inches. So right there. And then I'm going to cut it right at the banner. And then I'm going to also match those banner tails. So I'm giving myself a little more than I need down there because I want to match those little banners. So let's see. I'm going to cut this like this. And then like this. And it won't be perfect, but it'll be close. Trim a little more off of this. I got too much here. So if I were to glue that there, and then this maybe here, kind of low, with the windmill at the top. I don't know, it's too much. I think I'm gonna trim this guy down all the way. See, you just have to try. Okay. So I could not make this one work like in my head. This is the one I was thinking I was gonna use. Instead, this one that says, "My heart is full," it seems to look a lot better here on this piece. I think I'm going to do it something about like that. Stick those two together and then glue this in. Now I have to decide, do I want to put it to one side? Do I want to put it to this side and then have more pretties on this side? I think that's what I should do. So that, let me turn this to the side so you'll see. Because I'll put one heavy piece to this side and then I'll put one heavier piece to this side. And then I need to put some pretties in the background. I think this picture would be pretty up here. It says, "This is our happy place." Let me see how I want to place that. I have to look in my camera so I can see because I want you guys to be able to see what's happening. So I might be a little off. We can adjust it if I am. Oh, I'm very off. Hold on. Let's take that out and get this right. Yeah, I like that there. Let's put this back and see if we're on track. So if that was glued about like that. And then we have, "This is my happy place." And I think before I put this in, I'm going to go ahead and put some more hay in there. I think that'll be cute. I was just laughing at myself. I'm like, I'm getting good at making hay. That's a Southern saying, like, what is it? Get busy or make hay, or get busy and make hay or something. All right, if you know, I can't remember. There's a saying about making hay. What is it? I don't remember. Tell me in the comments below. Let's see if our technique works again. So stand this guy up, hold it with this finger, hold my hay with my other, and then catch it. It does work. You just have to get your hand right. Okay, so run our hay through. I think I'm even going to scrunch this one up even more with my hands to make it a little more hairy. And I'm going to work on this one upside down so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to add some glue back here to the background and drop some hay in. Just think, you could go out to your yard and get real hay if you had some real hay. There's no hay here around my craft room, that's for sure. Okay, all that glue that you see will dry. Don't worry about that. Now let's put our little sign in, or our little windmill in. And let's see if I can place it where it won't cause too much hay trouble. Not be too far over. So something about like that. Cute. I love that. I love that together. Too cute. Let me hold that down for a second. Okay, for this little section right here, I love this plaid. So I'm going to put the plaid down in there. Lay that down like so. And then I want to show what I did. I took this, I went ahead and made a riser for it. But look, this chair, how cute is this chair to sit right here? And it's perfect. Now I'm going to tell you something. I wanted to use that bigger shadow box, right? But this chair fit in this spot so perfectly. I thought it'd be cute to put the chair there and then put one of the little pieces that looks like a picture above it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this guy into place. And I'm going to make sure his little chair legs are at the bottom. So just holding him down there to the bottom like so and gluing that in place. Look how cute that is. Let's find a sign for above it. I was kind of hoping, I really do hope this one works. This one says, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And I'm hoping, oh look, it just fits. It just fits. I'm going to put up a little high because I might put a flower under it or something just to kind of dress this little area up. I don't think I want to go all the way to the top. Let's bring it down a little. So I can see it. There we go. So I can see a little of that plaid above it. There's that. Let's see if we can stick around that. Oh gosh, that one went so quick. Look how cute that is. I'm going to lay this little key there. I think that's cute laying there like that. And look how easy that one was. I didn't even add hay to that. I say that one is done. Let's do this one. So I want this I always said chandelier. I know better. I want this chandelier to go right here, but I'm going to need to trim a little of the flowers off on either side. Not too bad. So what I'm going to do is just hold this in and see what does need to come off. I know this section does, so let me trim a little bit of that. And again, I don't have to trim it all off, and I don't want it to look odd. So I'm going to trim it right where the little leaves end. So that just looks like a set of leaves on that side. So let's see if we're in there yet. We're pretty close, just the tiniest bit off the other side. No one will ever know we had to do this. Okay, let's see if that did it. They are so sticky. Yes, that's going to work. So I can put the chandelier in. Let me decide what I want the background to be. So I've decided I'm going to use some of the paper that has the font or the text on the back of it. I thought that would be pretty in here and would help my chandelier show off really well. So I'm going to drop this down into this side. These go together so quick. This is such a good afternoon project. It's fun. It almost feels like you're designing a little house or little rooms, like each one's like a little room. And now I'm going to put the chandelier on. And I don't think I want it to go all the way to the back. I want it to have some dimension. But I'm probably going to have to get a little fancy with that top up there. Yeah, that definitely needs to come off a little bit. So let me see how I'm going to do the top. So for this one, here's what I've done. I cut myself some strips of chipboard. So far, 4. I may not need more than that. But what I'm going to do, oh, and I can use this end too. I'm hiding the chipboard behind the chandelier, like so. I'm going to cut this edge off at the bottom. And then, to get myself dimension out of this, I'm going to glue these on top of each other, making a thick piece that it'll glue to. I just think this is going to be sturdier for this particular piece than trying to make one of my little squares in a skinny enough piece to fit through the top up here where the little chain is. So I'm just going to do this until I get it thick enough for my chipboard. For my shadow box. Okay, that might have been overkill, but I really like the way it works. So you can see I have that thin piece. Let me bring it up. That thin piece of chipboard. See that all the way around? Look at my nail polish. I painted my toes this morning. That's what that is. There we go. So let's put this down in our box here. So a little glue on the back of this guy. I think this will be plenty to hold it in place. It doesn't weigh anything. The hard part's going to be placing it with my big old fingers. Well, that's not so bad so far. Oh, that's perfect. That is the perfect height. Now, you might think, this is kind of janky how you're doing that. You're not really making really nice pieces to go behind it. But if you ever look at like a boutique or something and you see things done like this, a lot of times that's how they do the dimension. So it's no different than what we might see in an actual store, how they do that. All right, we need something under that chandelier. Okay, gonna do some doctoring here. I want to use this cake stand under this, but I want to cut coffee off and bring it here. So let me show you what my plan is. All right, let me do it. If it doesn't work, you won't have to mess yours up. So I've got all my little pieces on my scissors. All right, I'm going to cut the coffee away. Right like so. Okay. Then I'm going to take it back to the middle so I can still read those other ones. I don't have to be able to see the whole thing. I just have to be able to make out that that says flour and sugar, and I can. And then I'm going to put them onto the cake plate so that everything's kind of touching the black. Like so. Isn't that cute? I think that's really cute. Now I need to give it a piece of dimension. All right, so I glued a little piece on the back. I just made another square like I do with the chipboard, and then this guy's going to go to the bottom but be glued onto that square. And the cool thing is I'll have a little time to move it around because I'm using liquid glue. So as long as I get it down there, I can kind of put it just where I want it because I really want the base of the cake stand to touch the bottom. Okay, it's a little too tall. I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to trim this down flat. So just using my scissors like this, and then that's going to go to the base. Because I don't want it touching the chandelier. I thought it wouldn't bother me, but it did kind of once I got it up there. That little bit of overlap won't bother me too much. All right, so I've set some stuff up for this middle piece, and let me show you. I'm going to glue down my background piece. Just like this. Get that down there into the back. I love the wood in the middle. And I took one strip for this and cut the top off so it'll kind of look like it continues the whole middle. Just thought that might be kind of neat. I just cut one strip the length of this whole piece and then cut it in half to do this. All right, there we go. I had to trim it down a little bit, but it worked. Okay, now let me show you something I did. So I just did the same thing I did on the chandelier. Just cut a whole bunch of scraps of chipboard, 4 actually, and laid them on top of each other. And that is what's going to go inside of here like so. So I'm going to put a little glue on my chipboard, just like this, and then put this little guy in here. Scooting him down to the bottom because I want him to look like he's standing on that dude. Twist him a little bit to get him straight. There we go. Look how cute. I'm loving this guy. And look at this little fan. How can I not put this little fan in? The cutest thing. I was going to put the little fan in the end down here. Stand him up a little better. There we go. And I thought about leaning this clothespin in here too. I think I will. Because I think it'll be cute. Behind the fan with the clothespin and kind of leaning against the wall. I told you, perspective is not what I'm going for in this one. I know that that fan is way bigger than the clothespin. I wasn't really going for perspective. I just wanted that to be super cute like that. Look how cute this is. Okay, I forgot something earlier. I had the sticker I really wanted to use, and it's the one that says Vintage Farmhouse. And I think I'm going to put it right here like this, and I'm just going to glue it down. So I'm going to put some glue here and here, and then glue this sticker down to that spot. So some of the glue is going to hold it down, and some of the stickiness from the sticker will hold it there. That's cool, isn't it? I love that like floating. And I may do some more of that. Let me look at my sticker sheet. This little sticker says Home Sweet Home, and I'm going to put it right here closest to the chair. I think that'll be cute right there. This is that little Vintage Market basket sticker. I think it'll look cute right here. I'm going to put this word lovely right here. This is the fun part. You just run around with stickers and see where you want them. But I think that's pretty right there. And then I'm going to see how it looks with the plexiglass. I didn't think I was going to use it, but I kind of think I'd like it in here. It needs to be cleaned. I haven't cleaned this off, so it's got fingerprints everywhere. But I think I did everything low enough down for this to still fit. Let's see. I told you I was going to treat the wood, but I really like how blonde the wood is. With this is where I'm going to run into issue is my hay right there, but I can trim that hay. Let me trim it. Ta-da. Right inside. And so now I have the little plexiglass on it. And so if I wanted to add anything else, if I wanted to put some pearls in there, wouldn't that be pretty to put like some pearls that were just loose and lay them here and there? or put anything. You could put coins. Wouldn't it be cute to have like some coins or vintage buttons? 1 second. Okay, guys. So I've told you before, everybody needs a friend like Brenda. I just went to her craft room and she gave me all of these. So look, I don't know. Let's see what happens. What if we just drop some in different places and just let them be there? Because when we put the plexi on, I can do anything I want, right? Especially down here because I wanted to fill that little hole a little bit. It's almost like when I did the snow globe. It's kind of cool. I don't know what it's going to look like. We will see. Put a few in there too. Put a few in here. Might bring, I don't know, might bring this big one down here. I may have just covered that one up too much. Okay, let's see what it looks like with the plexi back on it. Again, this is probably just acrylic. I'm just saying plexi because it reminds me of it. Slide her back in. Be careful when you do this so you don't grab any of your stickers you stuck down. That one wanted to catch while ago. All right, we're in. Let's see. You guys, look at the buttons laying in there. I like it. Oh, the little shine. I like the buttons in there. I'm going to leave them that way. You could just shake them around a little bit and see. I think they're cute. It's a little something different and something to add to it. And you surely could have come in and glued them down exactly where you want them, but I like them laying there. So there you go. I'm not doing anything to the wood. I like how blonde it is, how natural. I probably will glue this shut. You don't have to because you could change it over time. But I have found, we put these on our retail floor as display pieces. And I found that sometimes if I have anything in here shaking like that, like those buttons, if I don't put a little glue just to hold it shut, somebody might open it and kind of sling those buttons out on the floor. They won't mean to, they just won't know. So I just put a little bit of glue on the side here. And you can cover that up with ribbon or something, but that'll totally dry. And I love how it looks. Another thing you could do is you could use these stickers on the sides of the box or even use more paper. But I'm not going to because I want to use that paper for something else. Also, I have a question for you guys. Yeah, I used a lot of stickers in this, but sometimes I can get just the sticker sheets. Would you guys like the opportunity to get the sticker sheets? Because I have so much paper left in that pack that I could do this again 2 or 3 times. I just need extra sticker sheets. So tell me below if you'd like for us to start carrying those. That would be really interesting to see what you think. Because if I had another 1 or 2 sticker sheets, I could do this again 2 or 3 times easy for gifts. So let me know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I cannot wait to see what you do with this. I'll put everything in the blog post for you to be able to pick up what you're interested in that I showed today. And if you make this, you know the rules. I want to see it. Head to my website at maymaymadeit.com. Share your work in our customer gallery. I love to see what you're making. We have over 2,000 project inspiration posts there for you guys. Even if you're just looking for inspiration, go there and see if you can find it. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.